This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
If you are in Chennai and in love with its traditional cuisine, which books will guide you to your first bowl of steaming rasam? If you are an author and are planning to write something offbeat, which publishing house is waiting just for you? And how was the Madras of the 1940s when the trams run and biryanis could be bought for 1 anna? All this and more is packed for you in the next half an hour. 4 fantastic stories picked from your favorite newspaper supplement, the Hindu Metro Plus. The next story is about someone who was always passionate for books and wanted to have her own publishing house. So sometime back, this MBA graduate broke away from the mesh of managing a business, took some time off to decide what she wants to do in life, and is now the proud owner of Helios Books, Chennai's new publishing house. Meet an Odissi dancer, a Russian ballerina, a black belt in karate, and a world champion all in one. Gitanjali JB, who until some time back was managing her husband's business, now owns a new publishing house in the city. Marrying her passions for books and managing her own business, this young MBA graduate has set a confident foot forward.
After doing my MBA, I was working in various national and multinational companies, and after our marriage I worked in our family business of setting up of power plants. But when the company grew, and about 6 years and 100 employees later, my husband asked me, is this what you want to keep doing? And that's when I took some time off, and after 3 months of self-reflection, I came to this conclusion that I wanted to start a publishing house, because there had been many occasions in the past where I had wanted to read certain kinds of books, but they were not available in bookstores.
Little did she know that Helios's first book would be a hit in no time, especially when it's a period love story set in Kerala of the 1930s. As with this book, each manuscript is a product of original research that goes on in this office. Gitanjali, who is doing her PhD thesis on the concept of immortality, plans to bring out books that would enlighten the society on the tenets of Vedas and spirituality.
Books and music are the only things that I buy. Having gone through and read quite a number of books, I still felt that there are certain books which are not available yet. In India, for instance, you ask anybody what's great about Indian culture, and promptly comes the reply, our Vedas and Upanishads. But not all of us know, not many of us know that what that contains.
It would be wrong to dismiss Helios as a publishing house for spiritual books. Its next book in the pipeline, Bot's First Adventure, is an attempt to teach children geography the fun way. But for any publishing house taking its baby steps, it's no child's play to find decent authors from the word go.
I would say that I have been very lucky in getting very high quality authors. To give you an example, there was a book called A Many Splendid Thing, which was one of my favorites as a college student, and which had gone out of print. I wanted to have a reprint of the book, and I sent it to somebody for a review. And he not only gave me a thumbs up for this book, but he put me on to the author of my first book, The Wind and the Rain. I just chanced upon this gentleman who had been working on Vedic symbolism for the last 30 years and was in fact looking for a publisher. when we met, and that's when we decided to work together. And I was surprised to find that he already has so much of material to start with.
Having said that, Gitanjali is not one to bother much about the sellability of a manuscript.
I am not concerning myself too much with competition, because I think there is a room for every player. We all have our strengths, and I have identified a niche in which I have competence as well as high quality people.
Helios is a book publishing house that believes in bringing the dynamic truth out to the city. They are on the verge of releasing books in many genres, like History of India, some fresh perspectives, to present some important facets of Indian history in a new light. Bott's second adventure, The Amazing Amazon, a children's book to teach them geography the fun way. And Gitanjali, who is a strong follower of the principles of Sri Aurobindo herself, plans to bring out a book that would focus on exploring the grand and synthetic vision of Vedic thought and its relevance to the modern world, titled Vedic Vision in the Light of Sri Aurobindo. You can contact Gitanjali at Helios Books@airtelmail.in. We take a small break here. On the other side, Memories of Madras.